Okay. Well, welcome, welcome. It's Thursday again, and we're doing our cool retired women's spotlight for us gals who have said we need a little bit more in our retirement. We want to maybe help a little bit more, give more back to people. And today I have the pleasure to be interviewing Victoria, and she and I just chit chatted for a couple minutes, and I just loved talking with her. But I want you all to know about her too. So, Victoria, tell us a little bit about yourself. What's going on in your life?
Okay, I'm going to share about myself, but I want you ladies, everyone else listening, to know that it's Michelle's birthday. So if you see this, be
Oh,
sure you send her a happy birthday today.
thank you. Yes.
So for me, I come. I laugh and say I'm from the culture of women because I had four sisters and I was an educator, and most educators are female, as we all know. Went to a school with, college with all women. So I say I'm from the culture of women. So I love that.
Love that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I really enjoy the company of women, just like bonding and stuff. I have a partner, Michael, and so he knows if he's with me that there's gonna be several women. It's not just gonna be me. So, what happened when I retired? I'm a retired teacher, and when I retired, I would see women in Facebook posting things like, oh, my doctor just said I had high cholesterol, or oh, I've gained weight since menopause. That was a lot for we all get that one, and just different things like that. So whenever I would see something, because what I haven't revealed yet was I was also a fitness instructor while I was an educator, right? So until, COVID shut that down too. But anyway, that ended for me. But anyway, so ultimately then I would say, oh, I can answer this. So I started answering, these women's questions. And then I was like, oh my gosh, it's so easy, but people don't know how easy it is, right? And so then I put in the word exercise. Like, what do you think when you hear the word when you see the word exercise? And I love the responses, Michelle. Some were like, ugh, don't make me, and I don't want to do it. And others were like energy and love it, and it's my life. And so you had about half and half. But what astounded me was how many people didn't even, had a negative feeling about exercise. So fast forward, I start as I'm notioning on this and reading and talking to more women, I thought, you know what? I would like for our generation to be the generation that changes the way people see aging, right?
Yes.
And the only way we can do that, it is if we take control of how we live our lives, because aging happens every day. It's not like something you wake up one day and you're older. It happens every day. It's happening right now. So aging happens every day, and we have the ability to hinder its process or aid its progression.
Oh, good
And
point.
it is
Yeah.
our habits that make the difference. It's what we do on a daily basis. So right now, there's a lot of research on longevity. I love, this is the kind of stuff I read, I research. This is my thing. So it's really funny. A lot of people talking about longevity, and in my mind, I'm thinking longevity. It literally means, long time, lasting for a long time. And it's like, well, friends, how long you want to last if you can't walk?
Right.
How long you want to last if your friends are having to pick you up and push you around in a wheelchair? How long you want to last if you can't even enjoy your grandchildren because you can't pick them up and love on them because you don't have the energy, you don't have the stamina, you don't have the help. Longevity is wonderful if you are healthy enough to enjoy it, right?
Very, very true.
So I think about that. So think about that whole thing, and it's like, what can we do? We need to create our age group needs to create a movement. To me, and I'm not the first one, I've seen other people. So say age well, or aging, beautifully, or whatever. So it's really about aging well. We do want to have longevity. That would be lovely, but and they talk about the habits we need to have to do this, right? So let's think about, for us to age well, we need to move. We need to move our
Yes.
bodies in a variety of ways. We need to eat mindfully and think about the foods we're eating. We need to be constantly learning, which is why I love groups like this, right? The ladies in this group, they're not sitting home. I mean, right? We're all in the middle of something. So we're learning and growing and thinking and creating all the time. And I love that. So this group's got that down. And then like social, have family and friends and plan for it, not just on Facebook, but actually go out and have social events with people on a regular basis. And then have positive attitude and be in gratitude. All these things help with aging well. Well, here's the really cool part is it's easier than people imagine.
Yes.
So here is why. When someone says, well, the doctor says you have high cholesterol and you need, here's a pill. You need to lose 10 pounds, 15 pounds, 30 pounds, whatever they say. It's like, well, guess what, friends? You don't have to go to the gym and kill yourself. You're not trying to be a supermodel at this age.
No.
We're trying to be healthy, right? So what you do is you say, I'm just going to go for a walk. I'm going to be on my phone just like you and I this morning. Michelle and I had the greatest talk, right? We just had the greatest time together. And I could have been out walking while we were doing that, right? Because it's not going to hurt me to go for a
So
walk.
convenient. Yes, it really is. Yeah.
And I get to be entertained. I get to make a friend. I get to interact. You've got that kind of thing. You've got podcasts, so many ways to entertain ourselves now with headphones, right? I listen to books. I mean, I'm constantly walking and learning. So that's one little thing. And then think about moving. Like if we do not move our bodies in a variety of ways over time, friends, they forget how to move in that way.
Yeah.
So think about this. When's the last time you got down on the floor? And maybe you're saying, oh, I do it every day. I got my grandkid, which is wonderful. But if you haven't gotten in the floor in a while, then sit down. When's the last time you sat in a cross-legged position, right? When's the last time you got down on your hands and knees like a baby crawling and maybe even did some crawling? Because you want to move your body. Now you wouldn't do this anywhere where anybody's seeing you, right?
No. Don't embarrass the family. Yes.
Yeah, it's so funny. But think about that. And then if you're always sitting, like right now, I have a tall stool that I can sit on if I want to, but I'm standing. But if you're always sitting at your desk all the time, then a really good two things to do. One would be this is to help your hips because your hips get stuck in the same kind of place all the time. So what you can do is sit in a really the lowest chair, like I could have a footstool that I'm sitting on, or if you can sit lower, then sit on something like this high. When I'm in the gym, I sit on yoga blocks, right? Just because they're really, really short. And of course I sit on the floor, but I mean, you could, whatever, if you can barely sit in a chair, then you need to find something a little bit shorter than what you're sitting in now and just move. And this is just to keep your hips learning how to flex in different ways. So obviously, that's about movement. But when you think about eating well, again, it's easy because it's easier than you think. Because if you just read a label on the back of something you're eating and you think, all I'm going to look at is the sugar content. I'm not telling you not to eat sugar. I'm just telling you to look at the sugar content. When you start looking at that enough, when you look at the label of everything you eat and you see how much sugar, you suddenly decide, you know what? I don't think I like that yogurt as well as I like the other one. Or you decide, that cookie I love, but this cookie has got half the sugar in it. Because I know a lot of you have, like the doctor will say, your sugar's a little high. Your sugar, just watch your sugar. And they're not saying you have diabetes at this point. They're just saying watch it. So my point is little things like that. It's not like you're not trying to be a superstar, right? You're not trying to be a supermodel and get all these muscles. If you want to and you're into it, do it. Have fun with it. But anyway, my point is every little thing that we need to do to age well is actually easier than you think. And that's what I love about it. And that's why it breaks my heart when I see people say, exercise. It's like, just go for a walk. Have some fun with your friends. Get on the phone, sit in the floor, do a puzzle, just different things. So, of course, all the things that go with that would be to, like I said, to, work out or to move the body in some way. I won't call it workout, exercise, to eat mindfully, to learn and to grow like we do. And then give your give your mind some downtime if you don't ever do that. Like Michelle, you mentioned earlier, you like to go to the pool and read
Yeah,
your book.
yeah,
Perfect. You know, you can do meditation if you're into that. Like I do meditate, but I know some people it doesn't work. But if you just rest your mind, like so you're not constantly thinking, and then get proper sleep, all those are ways that you can age better.
yeah.
So when you think about that like an iceberg, all those things I just mentioned are on top, but what's underneath, and this movement that I would love for us to create together as older women, what's underneath is your attitude, our attitudes towards aging, our self-talk. Well, my mother always had high blood pressure. I'm going to have high blood pressure. There's nothing I can do about that. Well, my sisters were always overweight. There's no way I'm not going to be.
Right. It's a
The
body
self
type. Yeah, it's a body type. Yeah. I hear you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's the body type. And then, so basically it's the mindset and our beliefs that we have. And a lot of women will say to me, I don't have motivation. And there's a secret about motivation too. I can't cure it for you right here, or I would. But the thing is, there's a lot under that umbrella. Motivation isn't one thing, like, okay, just drink more water.
Right.
That's people can measure, okay, I'm drinking more water. Motivation covers a lot. There's a lot of things that go under that umbrella. But anyway, it deals with our mind. So all that stuff is under the iceberg. On the bottom, it's how we're thinking and what we're feeling about these things.
Yeah.
So for this initiative for our movement that I want to create, I'm calling it I Honor,
Oh,
because
I love that.
HONOR, because when you decide you want to live your life even a little bit healthier, the body will meet you halfway. The body loves to be healthy. So there's no way you could say, well, I'm too far gone. No way. Your body will meet you halfway. So when you honor yourself, you honor your body, you honor your family, because they don't have to worry about you because they know that you're able to move around. Now, someday, friends, we probably won't be, but for as long as we can, we want to. And hopefully we'll be able to do it forever, right? For the entirety of our lives. You honor your years and you honor God, because he's the one that gave us these beautiful bodies, working bodies that will meet us halfway in the first place. So I would like for us to break the stigma and the negative attitudes about aging and recognize that every age of life, there's something to know, something to learn, something to give. And if we start talking about those things, like the women in this group, I know, like I said,
Yeah.
Michelle, we're all into something. If we keep working in those directions, then people will go, wow. I mean, I had a lady in my group recently just said, my son just told me, he says, Mom, I had no idea that people your age acted like you do. Because my friend is out climbing mountains. I mean, she is uber fit, but she loves it. That's her life now.
Yeah.
She's retired. So what I offer women, Michelle, at this point is I created a program called 31 Sneaky Ways to Reduce Weight and Burn Calories. The reason is most of it starts with weight, right? If you're unhealthy and on cholesterol medicine or blood pressure medicine or a slew of other things, and you need to take them, so do not stop. But if you reduce your weight, then that
So many other things. Yes.
will fall
Yes.
off. So
Yeah.
I started it there. I was thinking about the iceberg, and I thought we got to start with weight loss. So I created, and everything I'll do will be sneaky ways, right? So I
Yeah.
created 31 sneaky ways to reduce weight, around that, then I did a webinar that people can purchase right from me if they choose if they say, I just want to know the sneaky ways, Victoria, I don't want to know anything else.
Right.
It's like, okay. But then I also have created a workshop that's called 31 Sneaky Ways Workshop. And that the sneaky ways, you'll get everything you need from the webinar. But when we do the workshop, we go to the underneath on the iceberg, right? We talk about mindset, motivation, self-talk, attitudes, all the things that might hold you back. Because if I
Okay.
give you the 31 ways, some of you will be like, I'm doing this, right? I'm going to see if this works for me. But some of you will just read them and say, I like those ideas. I'm going to try to remember some of those. And then you won't apply them.
Right.
right? Because
Takes a
sometimes we,
village, though. Takes a village and a group of like-minded women to really make it work. Yeah.
right, to go
Yeah.
with it, right? To really get involved. So for me, I got women on aging well. That is what I do.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. Like you said, we've been on for almost 45 minutes with each other. You know, teachers talk, we know we do, but I have just so enjoyed getting to know you. And that's the whole reason why I wanted to start doing these spotlights is because we have such a great deal of a wealth of wonderful women in our group that we all need to know each other. And that's how we're going to grow. And that's how we're going to grow and age gracefully as we're retired. Because
I
today I
agree.
turned 67 and I
Oh,
don't look 67. I don't feel 67. I don't act 67. And that's a mindset. I choose not to do that, you know?
yes,
And I ride my
yes.
bike every day and I go to my pool and I do my exercises, but I also do my downtime. So I have time for me and I love listening to my book on tape. But so if I wanted to join this group or this webinar, will you put the information in the comments of this Zoom so that we can all join together? Because I truly believe we are stronger together. I really do. None of us live on an island. I believe that if we do it together, we'll be more successful.
I totally
Yeah,
agree. And
I do
I do
too.
want to say to other women in our group, if there's anything they do where we have synergy, I would love to hear about it, right? Like what Michelle and I were talking, I'm like, hey, Michelle, I want to interview you for my group because we were talking about something that I think a lot of
Yeah,
other ladies would like to know. So
yeah.
anyway, if we have synergy, reach out to me and I'll be more than happy to talk with you about
I
where that,
sure.
what that
Oh my God,
synergy is.
that's great. Well, thank you so much. And I
Oh,
just
Michelle, you're a
honestly,
dear.
yeah, I've just enjoyed listening and talking with you. It's been great. And this is sign language for friends. So now I just love that I've made a new friend today. So this is great.
Me
And I
too.
think, and that's another thing too. With we're retired. We don't always have the colleagues around us or the office friends or the school friends we have. It's important to meet new people every day. It really is, because that's the way you grow. And
Absolutely.
I believe that. So I'm so thrilled that I got to meet you today.
Me
Thank you
too.
so much. All
Well, you
righty.
have
You
a
take
great birthday.
you too. I will. Thank you so much. You have a great day.
Take care.
All right. Bye now.